paying for health care.
A system where those with more money get to skip the queue while everyone else is left waiting.
The province's proposal to shorten wait lists. Strike showdown.
They're going to be even more angry.
Alberta's teachers weigh their options as the province talks about forcing them back to work. And vocalist Sarah Slean on the musical she's creating for a Calgary audience.
Well, there's a lot of exciting momentum around that project.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. The province wants to reimburse Albertans for privately purchased diagnostic screening. But that will only happen if it finds a serious or critical condition you did not know you had. Tyson Fedor joins us with more. And Tyson, the province claims this will reduce wait times, but critics see it as a step toward more privatization.
And Ian, the private diagnostic testing would include MRIs, CT, and full body scans along with blood work. Now, the province says adding more private scans will deliver faster care, improve health outcomes, and reduce strain on the public system. Since 2023, despite a rise in the number of CT scans being done, the wait list grew by 44%. It's also the same story for MRIs. In fact, the wait list in Calgary is the longest, with patients facing 426 days before getting an MRI. But right now, it's not clear on what will qualify for possible reimbursements. The province's press release says it will be for significant or critical cases previously undetected, but a video released by the Premier says only life-threatening conditions qualify. Now, critics feel the new plan may not align with the Canada Health Act and is a step towards an American-style healthcare system.
We're basically seeing them committing to legislating a two-tiered access to healthcare in Alberta, into escalating privatization, and a system where those with more money get to skip the queue while everyone else is left waiting. And we've seen over and over from this government, they announce one of these privatization schemes. They claim it'll increase access and save money. They do it, and neither of those things comes true.
The government says it will conduct stakeholder engagement on the proposal before legislation is introduced. It is expected to pass in whatever form it takes because of the UCP majority. Ian?
Thank you, Tyson. At least 3 Calgary civic election campaign teams have indicated they'll apply for a recount in tight races, but those likely won't start until Friday. Sonia Sharp says she wants Elections Calgary to take a look at the ballots for mayor. She trails Jeremy Farkas by fewer than 600 votes. Recounts are also expected in wards 9 and 12. Under new provincial rules, candidates can only request recounts of unofficial results if there are reasonable grounds to believe the count is inaccurate. They can apply for a recount of official results only at individual voting stations that are close.
So once I declare the results on noon, Friday, October 24th, candidates who are the runner-up, so they are the second place candidates, if the vote differential is 0.5% to the winner, that candidate can also request an application at that point in time for a recount.
Any recounts of official results must be completed at noon on October 29th, the day council is sworn in. Talks between striking teachers and the province are stalled, and it seems likely the province will soon take action. Stephanie Thomas joins us now outside Eugene Cost Elementary School. And Stephanie, the province is ready to use legislation to force teachers back to work.
Ian, it's the third week that Alberta kids have been kept out of the classrooms, and it's becoming more clear that without any formal talk since last week that the province is going to legislate an end to the strike. Last week, teachers were offered a deal worth about $2.6 billion from the province, but teachers say that they want a deal closer to $4.5 billion. Now, the province has said publicly on multiple occasions that legislating teachers back to work would be the next step if an agreement cannot be reached at the bargaining table. Labor relations experts say there are 3 outcomes in the near term. 1, teachers are legislated back to work with binding arbitration decided by a third party. 2, teachers resume with work to rule without doing voluntary or extracurricular activities. And 3, teachers could defy the legislation and continue the strike illegally. Now, one expert says legislating teachers back to work would cause more problems down the line.
And you can imagine if teachers went out on strike this fall because they're angry and feeling disrespected and feeling like their issues are not being addressed. Imagine how they're going to feel 4 years from now when there's been another 4 years of deteriorating classroom conditions and they got legislated back to work. They're going to be even more angry.
Now, Ian, another thing that Jason Foster says that he is watching for is whether or not the province uses the notwithstanding clause as part of the new legislation. Now, that would block the teachers' union from mounting a charter challenge against the province. Now, that the ATA also says that it confirms that it is speaking with lawyers about what it will do in response to that. Ian?
Thank you, Stephanie. The second round of voting for Alberta's new license plate is underway. The shortlist includes the standard red on white, Moraine Lake, an Alberta flag with mountains, and 2 ranchers with a pump jack. Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally says 150,000 Albertans have voted so far. The winning design is expected to be announced by mid-November. The province unilaterally decided strong and free is the new slogan. A Calgary pug has become Alberta's most unlikely bartender, and in doing so, exposed some major flaws in how the province certifies people to serve alcohol. 9-year-old Phoebe Chalafu earned a valid provincial ProServe certificate, the same one required for human servers, after an artificial intelligence program completed the online training in minutes. It started as a joke, but digital security experts say it highlights serious gaps in the integrity of Alberta's online testing.
She has received the training just like any other server or bartender in the province of Alberta. Phoebe, a dog, a pug, actually received this training, this certification, which is the concerning part as far as the province doesn't know if or who is taking the training.
Following CTV's inquiries to the AGLC and Service Alberta, Phoebe's certification has now been revoked, ending what might have been the province's shortest bartending career. There's no indication the province has upgraded the system to prevent it from happening again.
I wonder if that pug could complete meteorology school.
Ooh,
with the help
through
of
AI, perhaps. And I have to tell you, I'm terribly disappointed because I thought Phoebe could serve a glass of wine to you and me.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, I get the 9 ounce, so you're probably okay for just the
Smaller.
6 ounce. Yeah.
I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
Oh, Phoebe. That was the cutest thing ever. I mean, it's alarming, but still. Okay. Right. Let's talk about the forecast here. And we've been spoiled, haven't we? I mean, this has been some fantastic weather as we near the end of October. 14 degrees is the temperature in the city right now. The winds are relatively calm, just mainly under 20 kilometers per hour. The sun is out. Oh, my. And a repeat for tomorrow, just even a little bit warmer. This is your 24-hour forecast brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thAvVW.com. To kick off the day tomorrow, 5 degrees at 8 a.m. and even a little warmer, getting up to a high of 16 in the afternoon. Things change by the weekend, and they certainly change next week. We'll talk about those details in just a little bit. Ian?
Thanks, Danielle. You can celebrate, but you can't set off fireworks. Still ahead, how fireworks have led to damage in Calgary over the past few days, and why the theft of copper wire is a serious safety concern. As many Calgarians celebrate Diwali, the city has responded to more than 160 fireworks complaints, including a couple of close calls. At this apartment in Saddle Ridge, a firework landed on a balcony and started a fire in a planter pot late Tuesday night. And on Monday night, a lit firework got into a wheel well of a truck and destroyed it. One person received a ticket for discharging a firework, while 32 others received warnings. The city says fireworks can't be ignited or fired in Calgary without a certified professional with a fireworks permit. Copper wire theft is a growing problem in Calgary, and it's causing extensive damage to infrastructure. Police say there have been 40 reported copper wire thefts in the city this year, causing over $1.4 million in damage and losses. The thefts pose a risk to public safety and to the technicians who make the repairs. Utilities and telecommunications are targeted, leaving communities without electricity, internet, or emergency communications. That can lead to dangerous situations where people can't call for help.
It affects 911 service. So for customers that only have dial tone phone, they cannot contact 911, they cannot contact the police, they cannot contact family. And if they have an emergency alert device, that device will not work or operate. So it is pretty significant.
The thefts usually take place in the early morning when it's dark, a time that repair crews normally do not work. If you see suspicious activity, please call police or Crime Stoppers. You know, a lot of people, when they move to Calgary, they marvel at how much sunshine we have. You know, we have more sunshine than any big city in Canada.
Yeah.
And we have lived up to it recently.
We sure have. Not in July. Right? July was...
July, forget about that, but recently.
We've made up for July and then some,
yes,
we could say. Okay, yes, we've been spoiled, absolutely. Holy sunshine. Lots of it and lots more to come too, but things do change by the weekend. So looking at the live shot, you can see, yep, lots of blue sky out there. Temperatures are warm, and in Calgary and pretty much all of southern Alberta, winds have been calm today, as we talked about. So 14 degrees right now in the city, 19, almost 20, can you believe it, in Lethbridge, and those high teens, Milk River and Medicine Hat. Pincher Creek 15. So we got the mid-teens along here and higher over off to the east. Not bad in later October. Okay, 50 kilometers per hour, that was the maximum wind gust today in Pincher Creek. Similar tomorrow. We haven't had really anything registered with regards to gusts in Lethbridge, Brooks, very low in Medicine Hat at 31 and almost 30 in Calgary, Drumheller at that 30 mark, Banff as well. This will pick up a little bit for tomorrow, especially in the south. So basically south of Calgary, we're looking at gusts around 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. Medicine Hat, Lethbridge over to Pincher Creek. Calgary, though, just looking at under 30 once again. So calm, Calgary and north, but to the south, we're looking at the winds picking up a little bit for tomorrow. Not a whole lot going on right now. Yes, there's stuff going on in BC. It looks like it's going to arrive here, but it will not. For the most part, the mountains will keep all that moisture and active weather off on the BC side. There will just be some clouds here and there that will sneak in, and a little bit of wind in the far south from this. So as I play this through, not a whole lot going on. The one thing I do want to freeze this on is overnight, Friday night and through Saturday. We'll get some snow for the mountaintops. Some of this will creep its way over into the Pincher Creek, Christmas Pass area, but it shouldn't get any further than that, and it's very short-lived, and it's just in the overnight hours. Then it's mainly just cloudy periods at times, and we will see more cloud cover on the weekend than what we're going to get in these next couple of days. So 16 degrees for tomorrow, a little bit warmer than today. In Calgary, the wind's still relatively calm, up to 30 kilometers per hour, so that's not bad. A lot of sunshine as well. A few more clouds starting to creep in for Friday, but we should get up to 18 degrees. And then we start to cool down on the weekend, so it'll be slow go. 13 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, we get into a high in those single digits. And to show you the 10-day trend, you can see that all of next week, our daytime highs should remain in those single digits. So we won't get into the teens, and we certainly won't get into those high teens.
Thanks, Danielle. Gradually, downtown Calgary is taking on a different flavor. Coming up, the latest office building that is now a place people call home. Consumers are cashing in their rewards points and looking for an extra reward from their credit cards. Joining me is Faisal Karmali, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. And Faisal, people aren't just accumulating their rewards points, now they're cashing them in.
Now they're cashing them in. They're saying, I'd rather have the cash now than travel later, and we're seeing a big conversion. Let's take air miles just as an example. You have the dream and cash opportunities. You can travel, or you can use that towards items that you want to purchase. They've seen an uptick of a 64% increase year over year of people actually spending it on items versus spending it on travel. We're seeing American Express talk about the same thing, where you can pay down your bill by converting the points. Now, some credit cards out there doesn't make the conversion as attractive, but we're seeing a big uptrend. So I think inflation, I think economic conditions, and maybe people wanting rewards a lot sooner are choosing cash now versus travel later.
And most of us are looking to save a few bucks here and there. Amazon says it has technology that will save billions.
Yeah, how about $4 billion, according to Morgan Stanley, in just having these robotics that are now going to be in the warehouses? Think of this as a robot attached to the conveyor belt with a bunch of hand and suction cups, able to pack and fold up a box, tape it up, and get it shipped out. They're saying they can save 30 cents per package by having the robotics in there. Add on the drivers with now the new glasses that they get to wear. Inside the glasses, they get to see the maps. They get to see if there's any concerns. Helps them scan all the products. You can just see how artificial intelligence, robotics, and the new wearable technology is making it more efficient. Now think about how this could impact a whole bunch of companies across Canada to bring more over here. Now that won't mean more jobs, but that will possibly mean more profit for a lot more companies. So we'll see what comes out of that.
Faisal, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
The city is marking the completion of its 5th office-to-residential conversion project. The former Dominion Centre office building at 8th Street and 7th Avenue Southwest has been converted into a 132-unit residential tower. 84 of those units are for non-market affordable housing. The developer, Alston Properties, received around $8.5 million in funding through the Downtown Development Incentive and the Retrofit Challenge. The city is working to revitalize the downtown core, in part by increasing population.
This building that we're in today already has residents, and we are starting to see the momentum reflected into the activity on the street, support for local business, and just a general positive mood when we go out and talk to people.
Downtown's office vacancy rate sits at 27%, up 1.5% from last quarter, according to Avison Young. Consolidation and relocation within the energy sector are primary drivers. This weekend is the annual new and used ski sale. The event is a favorite for those wanting to save some bucks on gear. There are over 20,000 items suited for downhill skiers, snowboarders, and cross-country skiers. Funds raised help support the Calgary Ski Club, the Canadian Ski Patrol Calgary Zone, and the Lake Louise Athletic Development Association. The sale gets underway at the Max Bell Arena at 5 p.m. on Friday and wraps up on Sunday afternoon. Calgary's newly elected council includes only 2 women. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. That's actually the lowest female representation in 12 years. Coming up at 6, a look at some of the reasons why there are fewer women, including the harassment that current and former council members have had to endure. Also ahead, in the coming days, the province is expected to legislate teachers back to work. Coming up, why the Alberta Federation of Labour is very interested in the wording of that government order. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. There's a special chemistry that happens when a vocalist teams up with a string quartet. And 4-time Juno nominee Sarah Slean will do that Saturday in concert at the National Music Centre in Calgary. And joining me from Toronto is Sarah Slean. It is wonderful to see you today.
You as well. Hello.
I know you've performed with many orchestras across Canada. What sort of magic happens when you perform with strings?
I will never tire of the sound that those instruments can make. They're so interesting to write for. They're so versatile. And a lot of the weird influences in my music, some tango, some cabaret, some pop, and really romantic songwriting, all of that, you can do really interesting things with strings.
I understand you were in Banff over the summer working on Maudie, the musical based on the life of Maude Lewis, the Nova Scotia artist. When can we expect to see that?
Well, there's a lot of exciting momentum around that project. It will be part of the National Arts Centre's season. We're not sure if it's next year or the year after, as these things take time, staging, costumes, all kinds of creative decisions. But it will also be produced by Theatre Calgary. In fact, Theatre Calgary commissioned this project, so it will definitely be in Alberta, probably within the next 2 or 3 years.
Sarah Sleen performs Saturday night at the National Music Centre. To see my extended interview with her, visit ctvnews.ca/Calgary. The Black Keys are coming to Calgary. The American rock duo will be playing at Spruce Meadows in June. It's part of the Show Jumping Facility's live and intimate concert series in the Equiplex building. The Black Keys perform June 5th and 6th. Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. this Friday through Show Pass. By the end of the week, we're looking for almost summer-like conditions right now in Calgary. It's still pretty nice, sunny and 14 degrees. Danielle has details just ahead. Great weather to walk a dog that also bartends, right?
Yeah, we should hire Phoebe to come serve us tomorrow on the CTV patio.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would love that, because look at that. 14 degrees is our high today, and then tomorrow, oh my goodness, 16, and then 18 for Friday. So we're in for some more warmth for the next couple of days and lots of sunshine as well. It's the weekend, though, that things really start to cool. So it'll be a bit of a slow one. 13, so still in the teens on Saturday. Sunday, though, we're in the single digits, and all of next week, daytime highs will be in the single digits.
Thanks, Danielle. Alberta Theatre Projects has teamed up with the Old Trout Puppet Workshop to create a Canadian version of a classic Halloween tale.
What so he says? I have credentials. Credentials. Show me them.
This is an updated version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, opening tonight at the Martha Cohen Theatre. 7 actors involved in the production have also learned how to become puppeteers. This is the first time ATP has partnered with the Old Trouts, and the team is excited to bring the story to Calgary audiences this fall.
So you can imagine The Legend of Sleepy Hollow carries the implication of one significant puppet. And it was fun drafting the script for actors, knowing that what we wanted to build up to was the moment of suspense that is going to be the reveal of that star of the show, which comes in towards the very end and is a headless horseman.
There's still a few seats left for the Calgary run of the production. Thank you for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.